just like to talk with you. You don't have to tell me anything that's new. I just wanna go out on a walk with you.
Hello, lovely people. It has been a few weeks since my last garden walkthrough, so we are going to take a walk around the kitchen garden. If you watched my last video, the bridge build video, you saw how the wild rose garden is looking, but we'll take a quick look over there also. It is June. It is June 1st actually today. By the time y'all are watching this, it's probably only going to be 2 weeks into June, so this area would change a lot. So I'll definitely do another garden walkthrough like towards the end of June. But everything is looking really vibrant and pretty, and my gladiolus are blooming. So let me get behind the camera and we'll go ahead and take a quick walk around. So this is how the full backyard gardens look. And we are still working on adding some more things. So that's the kitchen garden area. And this is like my gravel seating area. Even though we're in the process of turning this back into grass, we had some issues with flooding. So we're like troubleshooting this area and trying to figure out what's going to work best. And I want to expand. The wild rose garden is behind the crepe myrtles, and I want to expand into this area. But let's start with these gorgeous crepe myrtles. They are blooming and they look gorgeous. And I actually found these two on clearance, and I feel like it just makes the purchase, or makes them just even better, because I got them for a really good deal years ago. And I see a bunch of pollinators on them. Let's see if we can get up close to see one. And here are the crepe myrtles from this angle. A lot of work in progress projects going on. Still have to weed and stuff. But everything's still looking really pretty. All right, I think we're gonna start over here. All right, we're moving right along from the crepe myrtles to this section of the entrance to the kitchen garden. We have our welcome sign over here, along with some violas in an urn that is actually looking quite sad. I have some perennial seedlings I transplanted over here. This one, oh, it was Verbena rigida. Verbena rigida. And then I have 3 petunias dotted right here. They're not doing that good. I think it's because I haven't started my fertilizing regimen. Kind of late on that. But it was the Supertunia Vista Jazzberry. And then I just have a mum right here. And this mum is from fall, my like October fall display. And we have this whole cluster of gladiolus, and I have so much gladiolus, y'all. I really need to divide these out. And I want to say this section right here blooms purple, I think. Yeah, I think all these bloom purple. And then I have a nice dahlia right here that is huge. And it also needs to be divided this fall, and it is going to have some nice blooms on it, which is nice. Below the dahlia, I have a snapdragon. Snapdragon is looking quite good. Well, this one's looking good. The one next to it right here is not looking good. It's looking quite sad. I don't know what happened. But the bees love the snapdragons. There on that one. It's flying so fast. And then to the left of the snapdragons, we have a gomphrena. And then again, another mum from October. And then there is some salvia tucked right here beneath more gladiolus. And these gladiolus are blooming red. They aren't my favorite color gladiolus. And I usually cut them in. I bring them into the house just because I don't want to see the red out here. But since we're leaving for a trip soon, I won't really be able to enjoy it if I cut it now. So they are staying out in the garden. They kind of remind me of Christmas with the red and the green. I feel like these would be so pretty to have during the holidays. The gladiolus I do like is this one. This one is my favorite. It's like this pretty purple. Oh, hopefully y'all can see that. So it's pretty purple blooms on it. I love this one. But this is the view from that angle. And below these red gladiolus, I have a few zinnias that I transplanted from the cut flower garden. You know, and they look like they're struggling a lot. They're struggling. So maybe we'll go find something that's on clearance to tuck in right here. That'll give us a show until fall maybe. Yeah, because those look really sad. And then to the left of the gladiolus, I have my Eden that I finally planted. That also looks sad, probably because I waited so late to get it into the ground. But I cannot wait to see it grow all the way up here. And then I'm going to try to train it all the way to the entrance of the kitchen garden. I think it'll look really good, especially once I thin out some of these gladiolus. You'll be able to like see the rows better once it does start climbing on the fence. And then I have another snapdragon tucked back there. And then I have my calibrachoa, my super bells that actually overwintered, which is very fun. Planted it last year and it started blooming again this year. So I'm glad I didn't get rid of it. And then we have our lovely salvia. This is Victoria Blue salvia. I love it. It's my favorite salvia, and the bees are always all over it. I'm underneath the shade of the crepe myrtle, of one of the crepe myrtles right now. Oh, it's kind of hot out here, even though it's really early in the morning. Yeah, I love standing under here though. It looks so pretty. But here is the view of that area and the gorgeous red gladiolus right there. Though not my favorite, they are still really pretty. So let's walk through here one more time and we'll make our way to the other side. Make our way to the other side of the kitchen garden entrance. And not much going on in this section. I have a dahlia right here. My lovely bike that's getting covered up by the gladiolus and the dahlia. And then we have those same Supertinia jazzberry below it. And I have this lovely bacopa that I planted in the spring. I really loved this one. And I'm definitely going to have to grab it next year. It's really, the blooms look so dainty to me. They look really dainty and purple and gorgeous. And then I have a zinnia in this container that I actually transplanted from the cut flower area. This one isn't doing too bad, not as bad as the other ones. And then this is, I want to say this is Queen Anne's lace. That's right underneath it. And then we have this lovely vitex that kind of frames the side of the kitchen garden entrance. And I love this vitex. It has these really pretty purple blooms. They're kind of starting to bloom. You can see it right here. And the bees and the butterflies love being on this one. All right, and that is the entrance. And let's go ahead and make our way through. Have my gorgeous climbing rose, the iceberg climbing rose right here. It had some pretty blooms on it. I have my strawberry bed. It's very full and luscious. And then I have snapdragon, boxwood. Then I have a tomato growing along with a petunia in this container with this pretty obelisk inside of it. And this is a dwarf tomato, so it's only going to get about like 2.5 feet. So I'm hoping that it will reach the top, and I definitely think it will. I just need to fertilize, which we are going to do after this quick walkthrough. Making our way down, I have that same bacopa that I love, my frog, snapdragon in a container. I'm loving the snapdragons in the containers. Really pretty. And then I have several petunias tucked into this container right here. And then along with this plant, and I still cannot remember the name of this plant, but I have it in the center. It's supposed to be acting as my thriller, but I feel like the petunias have taken over. Several peppers, like 1, 2, 3, 4, I think about 12 peppers in this bed, lined with some petunias and 2 marigolds, and then more petunias right there. So hopefully this bed will be full of some nice peppers. That would be great. And we're making our way down, and I just took stuff out of the greenhouse, and this right here is a lime, and I can see like one little lime on here. Yeah, one little lime right there. So that's fun. Making our way down. My rose seems to be struggling in this container. I'm not good at growing roses in containers. I don't know what it is. I have a boxwood right here and this vinca vine that is taking over. But I do love how the vinca vine kind of softens up everything. And the frog looks nice. And in this bed, it is my salvia that needs to be cleaned up. I had narcissus growing right here. They looked really pretty, but now the foliage is dying back and it doesn't look that as nice as it did. But the bees are also loving the salvia. There's a bee over there. All right, and then we have the same thing in this container. This petunia looks really leggy, so I might come through and cut. And these are the petunias I grew from seed. Yeah, these are the petunias I grew from seed. I think I'm gonna come back and cut this because it's looking really leggy. And then that same tomato is in there. And then we have my scabiosa. It's looking really pretty. And this is in the ground. I planted some plants in the ground because I wanted to soften the beds up a bit. And then we got these same petunias. That one is blooming white, which looks pretty. Then I have some carrots over there, which I'm gonna do all the fertilizing. And then I have some Swiss chard tucked back there that I should be harvesting now. And looks really pretty. All right, we're back up at the top. Right here, I planted some mini pumpkins and gourds with hopes it will come over this trellis. And again, all these seedlings that I just transplanted look so sad. So we definitely need to get those on a fertilizing schedule. But you can see all of them. It's a mix of pumpkins and watermelons, and I feel like it's gonna be a jungle over here with all the vines everywhere. But it'll be a fun jungle. We'll get some fruit, hopefully. Then we have these gorgeous dahlias that are leaning. I tied them up with one stake. I need to come back through and do another one. And there's a bee on this dahlia right here. But this is the view of the kitchen garden from the cut flower area. There's a ton of zinnias. All these are volunteer zinnias. I planted no zinnias this year. These were all coming up from the seeds from last year's zinnias, which, saves me some time and some work. I really wanted to do some sunflowers though. I have some sunflowers coming up, but I feel like the zinnias are kind of have laid claim in this space, and I just let them. I don't know if I'm gonna allow them to do that next year, because I want to switch it up. I want to do different things. And I have a sunflower right here, and I don't know what kind of sunflower this is, because this is a volunteer sunflower. A lot of volunteer things this year. And my zinnia, or not my zinnia, my dahlia that I really need to come back and stake better. I should be cutting some of these blooms off, but I just wouldn't be able to enjoy it right now. So we'll let the bees enjoy it. All right, let's pivot over to the left, and we see all these zinnias. And then my pumpkins. I transplanted jack-o'-lantern. Jack-o'-lanterns are pumpkins. Yeah, they need to be fertilized badly. They look so sad. Over here I have a citrus, some type of citrus. I cannot remember. A mandarin? I think maybe it's a mandarin. Possibly, maybe. Wait, no. Yes, I think that's what this is. And then over here we have a lemon. I can actually tell that this is a lemon because there's a lemon right here. I should probably pick this. And then I took all my strawberries out of the greenhouse. So there's nothing in the greenhouse right now, so we're not gonna go in there. But my strawberries, and I did lose a few, but they still look good overall. Right here I have my blueberry bush that is in the most weirdest spot. We transplanted it from the front yard. The previous owners planted it. So we transplanted it from the front yard, and we just stuck it here because I had some evergreens that didn't make it. So we had empty gaps. So I just stuck it here on the fence line. Eventually we'll end up replacing this blueberry with a bunch more. But for now, it's in this spot, and we have some blueberries that we can pick. I want to make I really want to make blueberry muffins, but our oven is not working, so I'm not able to, but I can probably make blueberry pancakes. Blueberry pancakes. A lot of these blueberries are ready to pick, and of course, I have no basket out here. Oh, they look so good. Oh, did I pick that one by accident? And like I said, there's nothing in the greenhouse, so where should we go next? Do this area now. This bed is still a bit messy. I need to come through and weed it. But what's pretty about it is that I have some volunteer zinnias again. I see 1, 2, 3 volunteer zinnias. 4. I think there's one over there too. Really pretty. Oh, and I see one of my children's deflated balls right there too. In this bed, I have a lemon cucumber. I had 2 originally, and I lost 1. This is why sometimes I like to transplant multiple seedlings, even though I know I should not be putting that many in one area, because I end up losing some. And this is a great example of that. So now we have 1. I'm gonna kind of get this tendril right here so it can hook up there. But yeah, have that, and then the marigold, and then I just have this onion. This onion is probably no good. I just have it there as a pest deterrent. Yeah. And right here we have some squash. I have a tomato, a random tomato here I had left over. We have some marigolds right there. These are my favorite color marigolds. I can never find the white marigolds or like the pink ones. I feel like those are really rare. You might have to start those from seed. I might have to buy some. But these are my next favorite to get at the nursery. Some squash that is coming up. Looks like they're coming up right here. And the goal of this is to, again, get it to train up the trellis. Get them up the trellis. So it don't look like they're long enough to do that yet. But eventually they will be, and that would be nice. And I have some peas that the goal with these is for them to go to seed. And it looks like some are ready. Are almost ready. Feels kind of wet to me with all this rain we had. So yeah, I'm gonna wait till those get super brown and shrivel up, and then we will collect those pea seeds. All right, we're gonna make our way back to my wild rose garden area. Right here I have gladiolus, and these are pink gladiolus. They're my favorite. They're so, so pretty, and I'm so glad they aren't blooming yet. And right here we have an allium, and there is a bee on it. Below it I have my favorite sedum, which is stone crop sedum. And this just started with a few clearance plants. I don't even know how many, maybe like 3, and it's just spread. And this is a rose that I don't like that much. I need to move it to a different spot. It's in an awful spot. Yeah, because I have this elephant ear here, so yeah, it's definitely an awful spot. Then I have a nice rain gauge that's kind of old. I like it though. I like that bird that's on top of it. And this section right here is pretty much the continuation of my kitchen garden. I have vegetables growing over here. So mainly just tomatoes, really just tomatoes. Tomatoes and a bunch of petunias. And these are all the petunias that we started from seed. So for those that watch my seed starting videos, like in January and February, those petunias are blooming. So that's really nice. We're saving a ton of money starting petunias from seed. The tomatoes don't have any like blooms on them yet, but they look quite good. Some of them have been put on an obelisk and some have not, just because I have not built the rest of the obelisk yet. I have 2 more to build, and then I need to order another set. But I love how these obelisks look. They look really nice. And I do have some herbs in here too. So this is oregano, basil plants, but it's purple basil. Oh, I'm gonna just rub my fingers and, oh, it smells so good. And then I have another tiny basil, and this tomato really needs to go up on an obelisk because it's kind of leaning. It's growing that way. But my tomatoes are looking pretty good. All right, here is this section from this angle. And here is the wild rose garden section. If you watched my last video, you saw how this area is looking right now. We have some verbena right here. I have a drift rose right here. I love this one so much. Then I have my heirloom roses. That one is Celestial Night. You can get closer. They still look so pretty, even though they're starting to leave us. It's a different viewpoint of the space with the gorgeous crepe myrtles. I really want to add more roses like over here. All right, and I do have a lot of my new roses blooming. So we can go look at those. Very pretty. So lots of blooming roses. And these are the roses that I just planted this year. When did we plant those? In April? May? I actually think I just planted them. And they look really good. The bridge is like bittersweet. I love it, but I'm upset that it's already starting to rust. I don't like that. And then this is Creeping Jenny all along here. And this is my gorgeous rose. Gorgeous, gorgeous. These are how the blooms looked when it was blooming. And this one is called Rural England. Oh, it's so pretty. And just imagine all the roses. So there's like, so my Celestial and my other Celestial Night, and then I planted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 roses. One over here. Those 3 in the back we transplanted. They were over under the tree, which is like a weird spot. So we transplanted them over here, cut them down, and they are starting to grow back, which is so nice. I'm glad. I feel like roses transplant really well for me. So I'm like never afraid to transplant my roses. They do so well. All right, so we can walk across the bridge. Walk across the bridge, and this is the children's seating area that I need to weed. I said in my last video, yeah. I'm gonna do that when we get back. So it's like a mid-June situation over here, early in the morning, because you know June is so hot. And I did notice, like, I'm losing one of my plum trees, which is kind of sad. Well, not kind of sad, it's really sad. I don't know what happened. This is the other plum tree. It's right here, and you can see there are some plums. Not many, which is fine. I think this is just like the 3rd year we've had these. So there is a plum right there. And then I saw one all the way up there. Yeah, can y'all see it right there? So it looks like I had like 3 good plums on this one. And then, oh, and I have like so many stones and stuff. This is where my future shed is going, and I want to use these pavers in front of it or something like that. So yeah, this is like another project space. And then same with this bed. I want to turn this bed into like a trellis or something. But my children have been climbing on it. Yeah, like a jungle gym or something. So I don't know if I should save it for them, maybe. So I have a lovely fruit tree right here. Let me get a different viewpoint. Yeah, much better viewpoint this direction. You can see there is some fruit on it, and this is a pear tree. You can see some fruit. I said in one of my other videos, like, I want to put the shed's gonna go here, and I feel like this is gonna frame it so well, this direction. Maybe we should do like a path going up that way. But yeah, this is like our orchard. So let's go this way. So this is the second pear tree. Second pear tree. can see some pears on it. How long have these pears been on the ground? I want to say they've been in the ground also for 3 years. I think 3 years. And then my sad plum that's leaving us. Yeah, I probably shouldn't plant trees back here. For some reason, I lost a tree back there too. Like, I think this would be my like cut off if I was to add another fruit tree in this space, because we still have room. We have all this room to do something with back here. So maybe we can add some more fruit trees, maybe some dwarf ones, possibly. And then we have my snowball viburnum that bloomed in the spring, very pretty white, big white blooms. And then we have my limelight hydrangea. It's huge. It is so huge. I actually took cuttings of this. I'm experimenting and trying to propagate my hydrangeas to save some money. And hopefully I can do like a hedge of them eventually in a few years. But I think this was the perfect tree to take cuttings from just because it's so big. Here's some perspective of how tall this is. I am 5'6", so the hydrangea is taller than me, and it is huge. All right, and past the kids' table, we have peach trees right here. They have gotten so big. When did we plant these ones? I think we planted these ones in 2021, so 4 years ago. 4 years ago. So big, and they are so pretty, but I did not see any fruit on either of them, so I don't know what's going on with that. And then we have an apple tree here that needs to be pruned. And then we have another apple tree behind the greenhouse. And I want to say that this one had apples on it. I don't know if y'all can see them. They don't look good. So we probably won't get any good apples this year, or apples at all, which is fine. Fruit trees is like a waiting game with fruit trees. All right, we are behind the greenhouse. Nothing much going on here. And we are back around in a circle to the kitchen garden. And here's the kitchen garden coming from behind the greenhouse. It's really bright, so I feel like it's kind of hard to capture the garden, how gorgeous and full this looking. Very weedy, but still pretty. All right, that is the end of my very long backyard garden tour. There's just so much going on. It's kind of hard to keep the videos short. But y'all, again, thank you so much for watching the video, and I hope you are having a lovely start to June, a lovely mid-June. Yeah, whatever day it is when you're watching this, I hope you're having a lovely day. Thank you guys again, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.